Saurabh, can you tell us a little bit about OKR?
So OKR stands for Objective Key Results. It's a very interesting measurement framework and a culture to drive growth framework which is used in many companies these days. And it starts its history back in 50 years in Intel, where their head Andy Grove, who invented this framework, and he implemented to drive this growth of Intel. The key difference of OKRs versus a KPI framework is basically OKRs are more objective driven with a key measurement framework, whereas companies use KPIs to drive the growth. And it lately became popular when Google adopted in 2010 with a gentleman named John Deere who implemented it there, and he wrote a book, and ever since it has been very popular in hyper growth companies, especially startups.
Can you tell us a little bit about why companies struggle with implementing OKR?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, Carrie. And what I've seen is many companies start implementing OKRs and then they give it up in 2 to 3 quarters. And one of the most important thing which I see they miss out is on the first thing is they confuse the KPIs versus OKR. So KPIs are simple numbers which you are chasing, but OKR puts in the why behind why you are chasing that goal, and also it enforces a discipline to align across the organization. I'll take an example. For example, if you want to elevate your customer experience and you are chasing the KPI of improving NPS, so customer experience could be not only controlled by the customer experience team, but it is a factor of how good the product is, how good the delivery experience was, and how did the person see the packaging of it. So it has multiple things which will contribute to experience, and for this you have to align 7-8 departments to go through and chase that experience goal with them, and every department will have its own sub KPI for it. So the challenge is in aligning the organization, crafting a great goal, and then having a good measurement framework. So if you have all these three things and having a lot of patience to get it through, the first 1 or 2 quarters one will miss the OKRs, but it will create a different culture to drive growth.
Okay, and what are some things that you have done which has helped you in using OKR in the companies that you've worked with?
So one of the key things which we do is, that we spend a lot of time thinking through what is the objective and then taking time to write the OKR and then spending a lot of time aligning it. Once we have aligned the OKRs, we also spend a lot of time defining the KPI and making sure that the KPI is measurable. If the KPI is not measurable and it is not, the data quality is not available, so we kind of use a simpler KPI. So sometimes people go crazy about having 50-60 KPIs, but the trick is to have lesser KPIs, align a lot, and making sure that you have a very measurable and a accountable framework.
Okay, and can you tell us what is one thing that you would recommend to someone new who is just starting OKR?
So when somebody is starting new to OKRs, one of the things which I would recommend is to read the book called Measure What Matters by John Deere. It is a beautiful book. It talks about how to do it. And second thing, definitely watch this video. That will be also helpful. And third, what I've done is I've created an OKR co-pilot for myself, which was helping me write good OKRs, which is a very important thing. And I'll be happy to share it in the link below. And you can use it and experiment to build your OKR frameworks.